This episode of Sessions with Stef is brought to you by our partner, Fearless Sounds. Francesca Sacerdoti, along with her amazing team, take care of every artist's needs when it comes to marketing, playlist placement, advertising, and artist management. You can follow Fearless Sounds on Instagram and Facebook, or just give them a call at 514-409-6061. Thank you, Francesca, and thank you, Fearless Sounds. And now, we present to you our latest session with Stef.
All right, guys, we're back. It's another session with Stef. Vacation's just finished. I had a fantastic vacation. I could have the whole podcast just talking about it.
We know,
I won't because this is Sessions with Stef, and I have some amazing guests, guys, that you're going to get to listen to and hear and see them perform, and it's amazing. They sound really good, so I'm super excited about this interview. Hi, Lisa. How's it going there?
I'm very well, thank you. Just seeking out the fly. How are you guys?
We're all good. We're all good. I'm going to introduce our guests quite shortly. I'm just going to say Sessions with Stef is a musical podcast. We film here in Montreal. We try to keep things locally. Once in a while, we have others, from Ontario or whatever, or other parts. But generally, it's the Montreal music scene with amazing singers, amazing musicians. And I just love having a chat with them. It's a blast. I could talk music all day, and that's why I do it. So I really enjoy it. So thanks for watching. You can subscribe YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon,
Google,
all of that stuff. YouTube, of course, is the video, and then all the audio versions are on the other platforms. Of course, we can't do this without sponsors. We fucking love sponsors. Woo-hoo. But before we get to the sponsors, you see the drinks. So already, by me not starting with the drinks, you're wondering, you're all fucked up. You're saying, what's going on? He didn't have a drink in his hand, and he didn't crack a beer. So I'm going to definitely have this drink, and it's going to be the first of a few.
right?
Thank you. For me, at least.
Here we go.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you guys for coming. Salud. It goes so smooth.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty
Rather.
It's beautiful. See, I should think about this. I wanted to have them on for a while, and I will be introducing them soon. And I reach out to whoever it is I know. Actually, it was Gopal that suggested it, and I reached out to him. And I should ask people, because I just met Sandro. We had met before, but we just met, and I should kind of ask before about the alcohol thing, because I just live on the air. Oh yeah, we're having a bunch of drinks, and I should do that, but I'll get around to it. I'll be civil eventually. After a couple of years of doing the podcast, I'll become.
It's
civil.
music, though,
You're right. So I haven't met a musician that doesn't drink yet.
There you go.
In the street,
That's
weird.
true. And if anything, alcohol loosens up the lips anyway. So.
To be very honest.
To the point where you don't feel it. It's even better, right? So, guys, we will continue this drinking session. But before that, I need to introduce our sponsors because they are fantastic. Guys, we have Van Cropsel decided to sponsor us again. Van Cropsel is an amazing real estate agent. He does residential, he does commercial, he does all of that stuff. You're looking for a house. It's quite a tough market nowadays. But besides it, even when it's it's a good market, you don't know everything that goes on to when you have to sell a house or buy a house. You need someone to help you. You need someone to guide you through it, to make you feel confident. You don't know the price. What do you sell it at? What do you buy? How much you invest? There's so many little rules that are a pain in the ass. And Van Cropsel is amazing. He works with his clients, and he works with, he's got such a good surrounding of workers that he deals with in banks and all of that stuff that he's fantastic. So, guys, you got to reach out to Van Cropsel. He's from Remax
Alliance.
Remax Alliance, that's right. So his number, Lisa?
438-402-9471.
And where can we find him? Can we find him online?
Yes, you can find him online. He is on Facebook. You can also email him, vanc@remax-quebec.com or vancropsel.com is the website.
Fantastic. So for all your real estate needs, call Van Cropsel. Our second sponsor is a new sponsor, and it's a really cool thing that I saw. Lisa's the one who gets all the sponsors. She's the workhorse, reaching out to people. And this was really amazing. It's called DocClick.
Yes.
So it's basically it's a platform, a website that has tons of dentists and doctors, and it's a 24-hour service. So if you need emergency dental care, does he do health as well, like doctors?
It says access to dental clinics around the province of Quebec, dental emergency or other offered services online. So I would imagine it's health related. It's a health ecosystem, basically.
So he's got tons of doctors and dentists that you can call 20, your tooth cracks, like mine did on a gig.
Break your toe.
And I had to play a gig with a tooth like flying in the back. Just
Oh my
loose.
God.
Yeah,
That's brutal.
yeah, I ate a pomegranate seed. Yeah, I wanted to talk like I was thinking of a story. Can I say I got punched or something to make it fun? But no, I ate a pomegranate fucking seed.
It's always
So
sad.
real.
Broke my tooth
It's the one you don't see that gets
right
you.
before the first set. So I'm playing piano, and my whole like, if you had a video, I'm like,
Oh no.
oh my. Anyway, so yeah, DocClick. You can go on this website. What is it like?
It's
DocClick.com.
www.docclick, that's DOCCLIK.com.
Perfect, guys. Check it out, docclick.com. It's an amazing service. You can use it 24 hours. Trust me, when you're looking for a dentist,
Of course.
it's a pain in the ass. It's that Sunday lunch, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh my God. Or if you get that abscess that starts Friday night, which happened
Bad
to me as
time.
well, it's the worst. And it gets
Yeah.
inflamed. And
Spend the
it
whole
gets,
weekend just.
It's
Dying.
the worst.
Even a
It's-
holiday, imagine.
yeah, it's the worst. So 24-hour service. You give them go online and you can book an appointment and they'll take care of you.
Yes, thank you
So
guys.
Thank you very much for sponsoring. And now we're back into the meat and potatoes of this interview. So first off, I met everyone here tonight. Sandro, I know Sandro Ferraro. I know it's John Marco and Neomi. But let's give a little, introduce yourself and say what you play in the band, your full name, because I don't know your last name.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
My name's Gianmarco Mancini. I'm
Okay.
21 years old, born and raised in Montreal, Quebec, Canada.
Specification.
I'm the guitar player for Neomi. I play all the live shows. I record with them now.
Amazing.
We write music. We record. We play live shows.
And you said 21 years old.
21 years old.
All
That's right.
There's curse words going on in my head because I'm jealous of that, but whatever.
It's a fun age to be on. Yeah. I'm sure.
Holy shit, is it a fun age? It's
That's
even
it.
funner if you can go back to that age.
People tell me all the time if they could go back to any age at any point in their life or where they were happiest or most youthful, most energy, whatever you call it. They always tell me, oh, I'd like to go back to age 21. So
I would take that in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
So Naomi, so that must be your artist name?
That is my artist name and my real name.
It's your real name as
It
well.
is.
Okay. I don't know. Did I overstep by saying your full name or?
No, not at all.
No. Okay.
Yeah,
So your name would be?
yeah so it's Naomi Vafiadis.
Bafiadis.
Yeah, it's very Greek.
Very Greek. That's amazing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Are your parents from Greek?
They are, well, my
Greek-
grandparents.
from Greece?
From Greece, yeah. So they were born and raised here, but my grandparents were from Greece.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they
So
immigrated
the
here.
whole My Big Fat Greek Wedding, that movie rings a bell, right?
Very realistic,
It's
let me
very
tell you.
realistic. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it.
Put some Windex.
Oh yeah. My grandfather actually said that line once, and we were like, "Oh, the Big Fat Greek Wedding." And he was like, "What is that?" And we're like, "Oh yeah." So very real.
I love it. That's worth gold.
Yeah.
I'm a vegetarian. Okay, I'll make lamb.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And Sandro Ferraro, right?
That's me.
So born and raised in Montreal.
Born and raised in Montreal. I play bass for Neomi and a bunch of other projects as well.
Yeah.
I do session work, so you've seen me around.
21 years old.
No, I wish. 31.
31.
I'm the
okay.
grandpa. So.
You can pass for 21. So that's amazing. And so the project is Naomi, right? This is what we're here today to talk about. Naomi. I checked out some videos. You sound great. So I'm going to start off by saying, wow, very unique,
Thank you.
very great sounding voice, thick. You hit the bottom notes really nice. You go upstairs with ease.
I try. Thank you.
Yeah, your transition, like I said, is very impressive. The
Thanks.
transition into your head voice is phenomenal. And I like the style. You're kind of, I always give a breakdown of what I feel the style is.
Yes.
It's pop, but there's elements of metal
Yep.
when you're in the your phrasing has a lot to do with metal.
Yep.
Did I get that? And you're gonna use your lower notes for that, and
Mm-hmm.
then kind of go into your popish range to do when you go into the higher stuff. So
Yeah.
that's my vibe. Is that what you're trying to? I don't want to say put across because you want to create your own sound, but is that where your influences come from?
Yeah, spot on.
Okay.
I feel like we kind of talked about this before, and the music is very much a mix of like all of our backgrounds. Like growing up, we listened to all of us like very different music. You know, you guys were a little more on the heavy side, like metal and like rock stuff. I was a little more Hannah Montana, if you will.
Nice.
You know,
Sweet.
So kind of a mix of like everything. So yeah, very much so.
Okay, cool. And so the songwriting process. Now, it's always collaborative? Is it, does someone come up with an idea and then everyone else takes it home and does their homework? Like, what's the...
It depends. Sometimes Naomi will come up with like some vocal clips and then I'll rework, add some music to it. Or it's happened I came up with I came up with this really crazy bass line and then we'll write on top of that. Or we're always writing together.
Yeah.
Gianmarco hasn't. We've worked on a couple of songs, but Gianmarco's brother was our guitar player.
We should clarify this. I'm a new addition to the band.
Yes.
So none of the music that you're going to hear that's already out on Spotify, I haven't played on any of those records yet.
Okay. But the
Okay,
live
so
stuff,
The live stuff is me, and projects moving forward, the next EP after the next EP
So you
moving
replaced
forward
your
is going
brother?
to be me. I did, yes.
Kicked them right out.
No.
No, I'm kidding.
Wow. Older brother, younger brother?
Older brother.
Older brother.
25, my brother. Him and
Okay.
I started playing guitar at the same time. Actually, Sandro was our very first music/guitar teacher when we both started out about 12 years ago.
You were like this tall.
I was that tall. I was 9, he was 13. Sandro, we lived on the same street, and we started playing together. He gave us a few lessons, and then from then on, we kind of both cultivated our music taste together. We jam a little bit at home too, and he was with Neomi in this band for a while, and then made his exit, and I made my entrance to fill his shoes. So
Wow,
yeah.
that's great.
Was the next logical choice.
It's
Yeah.
amazing when you have a sub, like really, that's your brother. That's great.
That's
My
it.
brother's a piano player as well, so
Do you guys have kind of similar musical tastes and influences?
we did, yeah, we did. So we still play together in a Latin band. So we play a salsa, and that we both kind of fell hard into that.
Do you both play keys in the salsa band or no?
No, so weird because we played at the beginning. I'm 5 years younger, so he had his hand and I had mine, and then we were both very busy, and then we kind of said, well, let's get together, and we were 2 keyboard players for quite a while. And then at one point we lost a drummer, and I just said, I'm going to play drums. And he looked at me like, what the fuck? Are you serious? I'm like, yeah, give me a month. I'm going to buy a drum set and I'm going to do it. And I switched, and I've been playing drums ever since.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so...
Did you pick it up fast, do you feel, or is the coordination kind of different?
You know what? I wish that I should... I don't want to say I wish, because I love playing piano as well. I love playing keys. But I wish I would have started on drums. Because I had it... Because I started playing because I would hear a drummer and I know exactly what he's doing. So when I sat behind the drum set, I started playing beats instantly.
Right, you have the ear for it already.
Yeah, and then a more complicated beat, I would just like... I had the ear for it. I knew what's playing what, and no problem. And I watched a lot, so I got it pretty easy. And then it was just a matter of technique. And, you know, when I added the backup vocals, that was when, you know, your brain goes, what the fuck's going on? There's four things.
Drumming and singing at the same time?
Yeah, that was
Man, that's
salsa
something.
music was like a brain twister, because
That's wicked.
Yeah.
4 independent, you know, your legs are doing 2 independent things, your arms are doing 2 independent things, and your brain,
Oh my god.
when the words have to come out, it's like, oh boy.
It's interesting that you switched to drums. I actually got a little electric drum kit in the basement and I tried messing around with. I found it difficult to coordinate the other 3 limbs that weren't my right hand. When you play guitar, right?
Yeah,
You're used to accenting with your picking hand.
yeah.
But the problem is you play drums, you're usually on the highs with the right hand.
Yeah.
So all the accents are supposed to come from the other
And the
limbs.
snare and the ear kick and stuff.
It messes with your head a little bit at the
I
beginning.
was
yeah.
lucky. I studied classical piano.
Okay.
So when you're playing classical piano, you're reading two different clefs. You're reading the treble clef
Bass and
for your
treble.
right hand and the bass clef, and it's independent. So luckily, my left and right hand was independent,
Okay.
and then I just had to add the feet, and luckily, on your feet, it's like 2 and 4 most of the time, and your hi hat's doing 4s. So the hi hat's doing quarter notes all the time.
I don't
or
know about
16.
you. I found the left hand independence hardest for me.
It can be, yeah, it can be. Anyway, enough about me. I want to talk about you guys. This is great. So you replaced your brother in the
Yeah,
band. Okay.
that's it.
And then, so is the band 4? Gopal is the drummer.
Yeah, so Gopal we hire him for
Yeah.
our like live shows and stuff, and he's like our go-to always. So we
Okay.
always take, yeah.
Is there a session guy?
Yeah, and
Session
if he's
guy.
booked, obviously you have another guy you can call someone
Yeah.
else. That kind of
We
vibe.
prefer Gopal. He's the best.
Yeah, Gopal's super easy to work with, super nice guy. I'm sure,
Yeah.
3/4 of the people that are watching probably already know who he is. They're like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Gopal was actually on with the Chair Warriors
Yes.
on this podcast. So yeah, we all know Gopal. He's a great drummer, so it's great.
Exactly.
Great addition. That's a great addition. Cool.
And super fun to jam with. I find myself
Yeah.
always giggling and laughing around with him.
Yeah.
He's fun to be around.
He's
for
always
sure.
smiling.
Yeah,
He
that's it.
is.
Very chill.
He brings a real youthful energy
Yeah.
to the room, you know.
Absolutely. Well, you know what, guys? I mean, we're talking about it. I'd like to hear a song first.
Okay.
So let's give them all, like, they're looking at you saying, oh, wow, these guys look, deep. They look like they know what's going on. Now I want to show them what's going on. I want to hear the first song. So let's take 2 seconds and play the song.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Woo. What's going on, guys? I'm Naomi, and we're here to play our song, I Hope You Know. It's about being let down by somebody that you put a lot of trust into. I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate, so here we go. Hope you know. All I can see now are your empty words and your empty promises. And all I can feel now is the cold, empty space that's left. But I told you all that you needed to hear. And I told you what was my biggest fear. My biggest fear. Could you turn a blind eye and do it anyways? I hope you know you let me down. Oh, you let me down. Not to put the blame on you, but I gotta get it out. You let me down. You, oh, you let me down. You let me down. And all I can see now is how strange we've become. And all I can feel now is unwanted and pushed away. And can't change your ways. Not every story ends in a joyous way. A joyous way. But I told you all that you needed to hear. And you know very well my biggest fear. My biggest fear. Could you turn a blind eye and do it anyways?
So, guys, that was Hope You Know.
Yes.
Wow. I love that song. Great. Vocals sound great. You guys sound fantastic.
Thanks.
And that's, okay, you already released that one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's released.
Fantastic. That's been released. So you perform it all the time at all your shows.
Yeah.
That one live usually gets a big pop.
It's a great tune.
Before I was in the band as a fan, seeing that song live, I memorized all the words after my first time hearing it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good. That's amazing.
It's amazing live. It
Yeah.
really is.
That's a great tune, guys. Hats off. I love that performance. It was
Thank you
really
so much.
good.
Thank you.
And like the recorded, this was, acoustic.
Yeah.
The recorded version. Wow. Really, I saw it. So I love it.
Fun fact: it's different on YouTube than on Spotify.
Yes,
Because
that's true.
We have
Really?
we have an extended part that when we released it to Spotify,
Yep.
the radio trackers were like, "Oh, can you bring it down to 3 minutes?" So we cut the intro and we cut the bridge, and the version that's on Spotify is 3 minutes, 73 minutes, 2 seconds.
Almost 4 minutes.
Okay. Wow.
No, the one on Spotify is 3:2.
Oh,
condensed.
yeah,
The other
sorry.
one
The one on
YouTube.
YouTube is 4 minutes.
4
minutes. Yeah.
Almost.
And when you play live, which one?
4 minutes.
It's
Of
a long one,
course. We stretch it. Maybe
Yeah,
a little more.
Do you guys ever do that? And this is off topic, but do you ever like open up songs that are originals?
Yeah.
I mean,
Like
yeah.
if you're having a good
Oh,
time, take another
yeah.
solo or whatever.
Well, funny story. This is like kind of related.
Mm-hmm.
Our last show, we went for an encore.
Okay.
And it was like encore, and we came back, and we had one song prepared, so we did the one song, and they were like another one, and they were like,
We had
guys in the
nothing
front row,
else.
we had nothing. Yeah. They were like almost like moshing. We're like, oh my god, okay, like
What's happening?
We just jammed.
just jammed, yeah.
Great. That's great.
So
Wow, that's amazing. Wow. Okay. Cool. So that now, what's coming out? And I believe you have a song that you just released.
yes.
So I think we're gonna hear that later, right? Is that the next song?
You're gonna hear it.
Cool. So soon we're gonna hear another song, but first I want to ask about the release. So, it came out last week.
Yes, last Friday.
Oh, fantastic!
She's fresh.
She's fresh. I think we should drink to that. Congrats, guys.
Absolutely.
Good time to drink.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Do I care about your
I
feelings?
care about your feelings.
I care about your feelings.
I love that lyric in the song, by the way,
Which
because
one?
it's so ironic. I care about your feelings,
Right?
but he doesn't.
He doesn't care.
Dialogue. If
we
you look at
swear
the
on this
lyrics? It's a
podcast?
dialogue.
You can curse all you want.
Our
do-
code
he
name
doesn't
for the
give a
song
fuck.
is Fuckboy.
He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, on our set list, the song is not written, I care about your feelings. We
No.
write Fuckboy on our set list.
Fuckboy.
That's what we call it.
Yeah.
You know you have to make a video of the song. The video that you released a video, right?
Not yet.
Not-
We haven't
okay.
even filmed video yet, so
Okay.
it's kind of yeah.
Okay, so when you film a video, you're gonna put the original song, and then you're gonna replace. You're gonna add "fuckboy" in it as a mock
Obviously.
video,
We're
right?
gonna have to have the word somewhere.
Like hidden.
In brackets
little-
right after the title, aka.
Wow.
Boy.
So, guys,
Yeah.
I want to go into. By the way, check it out. Check out the tune. It's fantastic. Naomi's the artist. You'll see it on the screen somewhere. I'll have all of that.
Sweet.
So I want to go into like your influences, what you grew up listening to, and how you did this fucking minestrone, this mixture of influences to put together and make this sound, which is Naomi and her band.
Yeah.
So yeah,
You want to start us off?
Gianmarco, what?
Oh man, like any
fresh.
kid, that starts playing guitar at a young age, it's usually dad's classic rock in the car, like you'd expect, right? The Led Zeppelin, the Pink
Yeah.
Floyd, the Who.
Cool.
My uncle too. My uncle Claudio had a big musical
The
influence on
best.
me. He turned me on to so many amazing bands. The Doors, man, the Beatles, so many great bands. And my brother as well. He got me more into some heavier stuff, some metal, some Iron Maiden.
Cool. Iron Maiden, yeah, of course.
Some punk, some Rise Against, Billy Talent as well. And
Oh, nice.
I'd have to say my all-time favorite genre, and probably the genre that inspired me to play the most out of all, is grunge.
Okay.
Straight from the 90s. The Alice in Chains, Nirvana, Soundgarden,
Yeah.
Stone Temple Pilots kind of sound. I have to say is my favorite across all genres.
Pearl Jam.
Pearl Jam, that's the band. Pearl Jam for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the bands that I always find myself, you're not sure what to listen to, and you want to put something on that you just want to vibe to. It always ends up being grunge one way or another.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet. So 90s. You
Big
weren't
time.
born, but yeah.
I wasn't. Predates me by far, but most of my favorite music predates my own lifetime anyway. So
I was in high school when the Nirvana album "Smells Like Teen Spirit" was
Oh
the
my
thing.
God.
Yeah.
So I remember like going to the birthday parties and all the dudes would get together and fucking.
They played here before like I think like a week before it dropped, and they played in front of nobody at Fouf's, and I think
Wow.
and I think Kurt dove off the mezzanine
The
on top,
mezzanine. Wow.
and he like ripped out a bunch of stuff. Yeah, it's
With
it's a story.
Smashing Pumpkins opening for them, maybe could it be?
I
And nobody
can
knew them
only-
either.
Man, at Fouf's, that must have been nuts.
How funny is
Oh,
that,
man.
eh? How funny. One of the biggest songs or bands of all time kind of thing, you know? Wow. Okay. So I see your, are you close to that?
Close, but also a little bit on the other side, because like I kind of, my musical taste or influences evolved with time, especially joining Neomi. Like you're like, okay, I'm in a pop thing now, so I gotta kind of expand my horizons. I gotta listen to new things. I've you know, everything from, you know, metal and like, you know, like Lamb of God and stuff like that, all the way to like listening to like Dua Lipa and so especially I play bass. I really like funk, and I really like a lot of the soul stuff that come out of the States, and it's such a variety of music that I can't really say, oh, I have that one specific influence.
Yeah.
It's not really.
Yeah.
It's not really. Obviously, I'm more of a rock dude, but you hear that in our music, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But try to throw
So
the
you
curveballs.
listen to like, do you get into hardcore? Like, Earth, Wind, and Fire is quite
Yeah, they're
soul.
cool. They're really
Did you ever hear
cool.
Tower Power?
Tower, yeah, absolutely.
Of course, I was going to say as a
Uh,
bass player, you know, do you get into the jazzy stuff, the John Petitucci's? The...
Not as much. I'm still young.
Okay, no, it's all John is he was the guy back
Yeah.
then in terms of jazz, and he would play with a bunch of, but he's a monster. But
Yeah, I
you
met a
know what?
bunch of jazz guys actually at NAM. So
Oh, really?
yeah, this year it's like
I can imagine.
starstruck.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
it's pretty amazing, and upright bass too. Do you play upright?
No, just electric.
Fuck, it's a
Yeah.
crazy instrument.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
So not even that it's hard. I mean,
It's just
it
a big thing. I
Wow.
mean, you have to
Music
play
kit.
properly. You gotta, you know,
Yeah.
probably easy to get carpal tunnel on that
absolutely
if you're not playing correctly. You know.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And Naomi. So
Yeah.
Hannah Montana.
I mean, Hannah Montana through and through. If you guys
Wow.
know, you know. I feel like for me growing up, there's like one song that I can pinpoint that got me thinking like I want to do music. It's called Dog and Butterfly by Heart. I don't know if you know that one.
I know Heart.
You know Heart.
But I'm sure I heard it because I've heard do they play it live?
They definitely have.
Okay.
I don't know if it's like in like a rotating set list kind of thing, but when it came out,
Okay.
like for sure they played
So
it. Yeah.
Alone came out. I was in high school. Just
Oh
letting you
yeah,
know.
such a
Just-
great
that whole
song.
album. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah,
So,
Crazy on You, like it's
Oh,
so
yeah.
good, so good.
Barracuda. Yeah. Anyway. Yes.
So that my dad would play their record a lot, and that one
She's
song,
phenomenal.
her vocals,
Fantastic.
oh
Yeah.
my
Yeah,
god,
one of the best. Like for me, she like, whoa.
yeah,
Yeah.
like just yeah.
Okay.
So that song, I was like, I would play it on a loop so much. You know the CDs, like if you play it, ooh, the flies,
We're getting
it's coming.
Getting bombarded, guys.
We're getting bombarded. And
I'm
it's
just
funny.
waiting for
They're
him to come
invading.
back this way.
Do you notice it goes to whoever's talking?
Yes,
Like when you're talking, it's around you. He's talking, it's around. It's
Once-
like,
I tried to get it. Was on your arm before, and I just like
I know.
oh my god.
Feel
Okay.
free to hit
It's
me.
gonna
if
come
you
back
want
here.
that,
It's
go
gonna
for
come
it.
back here. Don't worry.
Yeah,
about it.
yeah,
It's gonna
yeah.
come back
I
here.
think there's 2 or 3 flying around.
It's gonna
there
die.
might be.
It's gonna die.
Calling,
They already
calling
had a
up the
family,
backup.
anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit hot in
So
here.
okay, so the heart.
Yeah, so that was like the big one that I was like, ooh, like
Okay.
I want to do this. And then honestly, like I used to be really embarrassed to say this when I started music, because I was like, I want to give like, you know, like a serious answer, but like I grew up loving Britney Spears and like the pop girlies, Christina Aguilera, like that's why I, you know, Spice Girls, like that's the core of like why I was like, oh, I love music so much and I want to like be a performer. So
Well, Spice
yeah.
Girls were super talented.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
the harmonies are, you know, they had that sound, that early '90s sound.
they all had really good producers.
I mean, Britney Spears will.
Amazing.
That's a, you know, she could put on a show.
Yep.
We'll leave it at that.
Yep, should answer.
You know, it's and you had mentioned.
Christina Aguilera,
I mean-
vocals.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
This is, yeah, you can't. There's nothing to say. She's a great singer. So
Amazing.
all good people to look up to or to try to emulate and practice to be like. You know, it's
For sure.
That's right. Now, did you study music?
So I did vocal lessons growing up for sure. I started actually doing piano lessons when I was like 3 or 4. That was the first music thing that I did.
Okay.
And I was a very shy kid, like very wouldn't talk to anybody. And the first performance that I did, I was like 4 years old, just piano. And I came off stage and I was like, oh, Mom, like I want to do this. Like I like this. And she's like, really? Like, because I wouldn't talk to anybody. I was very like to myself. And she's like, okay, like go for it. And then from there, I started vocal lessons.
Cool. Okay, so you took vocal lessons.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you guys? I mean, I'm sure you studied, right? You took a bunch of lessons.
Took a bunch of lessons here and there, but
Okay. Oh, really?
never like studied. Like I was like, oh, enough to teach though. I mean, I taught him and his brother to play back in the day.
Well, you have to understand, he was a very experienced guitar player before playing bass.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So he had like a good 12 years playing guitar, performing too under his belt. Like,
Yeah.
when he was teaching us, he was playing guitar probably more than I do now. So. No. But when I started playing was when he was as heavy into guitar, and then he kind of switched over to bass later on in life.
Especially
when he realized,
You guys lived in
across the street from each other.
Yeah.
Salient or RDP?
RDP, that's it.
I was gonna say. Okay. RDP. What street?
Maurice Courtois.
Okay.
Spent my whole life on that street, man.
Iconic.
It's a classic little street there.
Good street hockey street too.
Yeah.
It's a good street. There you go.
That's where you work on the dangles, right there.
There you go.
But yeah, and I try to pick up a couple of lessons from whoever I could, whoever was
Yeah, of
available
course.
at the time, and piece it together. And I mean, music is music, whether
So-
you learn it from this guy or that guy.
And once you start, it's all about the practice, the time, the effort
Yeah.
you put into it, and if you put the time,
And in terms of bassists, everyone seems to be looking for bassists. So
Yeah.
it is. It is.
That's because everyone wants to be the cool guitar player,
Hey man, you know what though? Like, there's something about the bass, like nothing. That groove is so important. The guitar, of course, the guitar gets all the fucking. No, it's the vocalist first, then the guitar player,
yeah.
right?
that's where the glory is.
That's where the glory is. But when you're playing on stage, you get that bass lick that comes out of nowhere. It's like
There's nothing like feeling
Yeah.
the bass
Oh,
come
yeah.
through the instrument into your body, and like you hit a big note, and you see the crowd react to it, and
Yeah.
they don't know they're reacting to the bass,
Yeah.
but you know
Yeah,
they're reacting to the
exactly.
bass.
And sometimes they don't appreciate the bass until it's gone. Sometimes you'll hear a bass
Yes.
cut out, or you'll hear side by side
100%.
tracks, bass, no bass,
100%.
and without the bass, you freak out.
Yeah.
It's so empty. It's so
lays down. I mean, with the drummer, because
Yeah.
we are forgetting the drummer, guys. Come on,
Also.
come on.
we forgot half the
Drummer's
That
not
kick
here.
and bass,
Yeah.
that kick
Yeah.
and bass together, man. It sounds.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So how about we do another song, man? I mean, I love it.
Absolutely.
I love
Let's
it.
do it.
Have a listen to the new one.
Have a listen to the new one that came out.
Last Friday.
Okay, so right now it's probably 3 Fridays ago, but,
Okay.
but it's last Friday. So let's do this.
All right, guys, this is our new single called I Care About Your Feelings. It came out literally last Friday. It's out on every single streaming platform. If you listen to music anywhere, it is there. So go check it out after. Care About Your Feelings.
I heard the round of whispers, the way you kissed her, your free spirit in nature, and then you say you're not that guy anymore. No well-kept secrets. You don't really believe in monogamy, but only talk to me, only think about me. The
Wow, guys, another stellar performance. You
Thank
sound
you.
great, guys. Really.
Thank you.
I'm gonna have to fucking drink to that.
All right.
Let's drink to that.
Can't drink alone.
Say less.
Yeah.
Live music, guys. Live music. That's what it's all about.
That was smooth.
It's
Smoother
smooth,
than the
right?
first two. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
See, I feel like the opposite. That was less smooth than the first two.
really.
Yeah, that one went down sideways. Yeah, no, I'm not much of a drinker. So,
Well, we're gonna have to work on that.
uh,
I give lessons. No, I'm joking. So, guys, that song was amazing. The
you.
latest. Do you have like a couple in the pipeline? Is it?
Oh yeah.
I can imagine, right?
Yeah, we have. So we've been working kind of on an EP, album EP situation.
Gotcha.
Kind of like writing as we go, but we have quite a few ready, so they're coming.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And you record this all at the same place? Is it all done home studio? Is it recorded at I'll say the Freak Shop because everybody goes to the Freak Shop.
no, we record with True Sonic Studio. A
Okay.
good buddy of mine, Jesse, who has been with us since day one.
Yeah,
Um,
great.
And we'll demo at my house,
Yeah.
and then we'll go pre-prod, and then do all the production, all of that with Jesse. And
Okay.
he's an important part of our team. Shout out to Jesse.
Shout out to Jesse. Way to go.
Jesse True Sonics.
True Sonics. So now, do you guys? Obviously, you guys play some live shows and stuff like that. Is it all original? Is it? Do you go into covers at all? Do you do like a hybrid? What's the deal?
Mostly originals. We have a fun little cover we throw in there. We have
Okay.
a cover in the set list.
A Britney Spears one.
Don't
Oh,
spoil it. Don't
sweet.
spoil it. It's a surprise.
Oh,
Sweet.
sorry, not.
Not
It
Britney
could be
Spears.
anything, guys.
An unknown cover.
So okay, so you go in and you always do. That's amazing. That's amazing. To get gigs of original stuff is not easy, and
Yeah.
that's great that you do that. That's fantastic. And then you rock up a couple of old school tunes and.
One.
Yeah.
Doing
For
Singular.
nail.
now, maybe a second.
Well,
maybe
maybe,
we
some
haven't
point.
But
discussed
do
yet.
you?
Maybe
I mean,
a second.
that's a lot of material to like. You guys have a lot of originals.
We honestly we play songs that we have been playing for a couple of years as well. So some oldies, some
But
of
they're
our
all
new
original.
stuff. All originals, yeah.
Wow, that's a
Yeah.
lot of material. Like if you're doing 2-3 sets, that's fuck. That's great.
Yeah, we've got what? Probably about 20, 25 tracks in total if we would go through all of them.
I think so.
Even the ones like in the bank that we never played.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
great.
Somewhere either. Yeah. 20.
And have they
Yeah.
all been released or?
No, not all of them. We have about I would say like 10 released, maybe a bit less than 10.
I think we're at 9
Nine
or 8.
Specific.
9 or 8. Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
So what's the plan for Naomi? What's the?
It's a great question.
Yeah.
We're
Get
also
signed.
wondering the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the plan is, one hit's gonna hit, and we're gonna be millionaires, and
Of course.
Yeah, yeah.
of course, that's
dream.
the plan.
It's a dream.
The dream.
Yeah.
But like realistically speaking, because
Yeah.
working in original music is not easy,
Yeah.
but it is a hell of a lot of fun. So do you look at it as is your goal just being able to do original music and have fun with it? Is your goal to make just enough money to be happy to survive? Like, what's the? I know it's a deep question. After a few drinks, it's they come out easier. No,
Yeah,
I know it's a
it's a good
deep question, but it's. I know some artists that they just want to make enough money with that to be able to have a decent living. Some others want to make it big, and others just do it because they love it, and that's what they don't care if they have to work 5 jobs, but
Yeah.
they're gonna keep doing that original music. Is there a vision of where Naomi could be, let's say, in 10 years?
Yeah, I mean, speaking personally, I feel like it's kind of a mix of everything you said. Honestly, I feel like we do it because we love it. We try to enjoy every step of the way and be as honest in our music as we can, and really just take everything one day at a time. Obviously, if it blows up and it's a huge thing, that'd be cool. We'll take it, you know.
Absolutely.
For sure, but I think it's really I can't directly answer the question for myself, because it's I'm just open to what is meant to happen in the least corny way possible, and just we're
which
going
is
for it.
which is the best way, right?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
think about the music and let the rest just happen. You know.
Exactly.
I mean, I went out, went out to NAM this year, and I was surrounded with the industry and all the musicians, and I saw Stevie Wonder, and all kinds of really crazy musicians were around me, and I was with a lot of really good musicians, and everyone does it because it's a passion, and I think that's what we have in common here, and that's why we're doing what we're doing. I mean, right now, the album cost us a freaking fortune to put together, so
Yeah. Absolutely.
we're, before we see any of that money, we're gonna have to play that thing on Spotify a whole lot of times at 0.0006 cents there.
Loop it, guys.
Please do me a favor tonight.
Keep doing it.
Just
Keep watching
loop
it.
that thing, and we'll try to make some revenue. But
Yeah.
we do it because we love it. We were surrounded with a lot of bands that were touring a Canadian Music Week, and I think our short-term goal is to
Yeah.
tour as well.
Yeah.
It's short, medium term.
Yeah.
Next summer hopefully.
Yeah.
I agree with that. No, for me too, for sure, the reward is to play the music. Because if you think about it, it's a privilege. For every guitar player you see on stage, there's 10,000 in their basement with their eyes closed, imagining themselves on stage. And that was probably each of us at some point.
Yeah.
And then we get to do that. Not in an imaginary way, but for real. So that's a privilege, and it's a blast. It really is a blast to do.
Yeah.
Playing in the room in the jams and playing on stage.
Yeah.
Oh man, there's no better feeling.
Nothing beats the stage.
Absolutely.
Agreed. Yeah.
Nothing
Agreed.
beats the stage.
Agreed. Yeah. So, I mean, there is, looking back, there's so many avenues you can do musically. But if you let just music dictate, and then I don't want to say follow the money, because that's my business side comes out.
Yeah, right now we're
Yeah.
not following any money, because if we were following the money, we would have stopped.
Well, you are working with Albie and stuff like that. You're doing.
Yeah, so I'm doing session work on the side,
Yeah.
and kind of like rounding off, but I'm honestly doing that out of passion. Like even the session work that I do it because I enjoy it, and like I did work with Albie and with Gianni Bodo recently, and they were just so fun to work with. I wasn't doing that because I was getting paid. I was doing that to be around those guys.
Yeah.
So
Well, we always do that musically. Like,
Yeah.
even though we are getting paid, we're never paid enough. Let's be
I mean,
honest.
yeah.
Because I don't move too much without getting paid, but I will move for depending what it is, right?
Yeah.
Depends what it is. Depends who's there. That kind of vibe. But we have to. We follow our passion, like
Yeah.
you said. We follow our passion. We do what we like, and where it takes you, it takes you. Because I can name a lot of artists that it's like their goal is just to, if I keep writing from the heart, I'm going to make it. And that's why I was asking, because making it is what you feel making it is.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So for me, when I was younger, I did it full time. And to me, making it was not going to work at that point. Now I took a job when my kids were born, I'm working. But back then, for 20 years, I did music full time. And I felt like I made it as a musician. Not that I made it as, Stevie Wonder, like you said, but that I didn't have to go work at Walmart to be able to, and I was proud of that. So to me, I felt proud that I was able to do that. But again, it's what you see it. And the approach you guys are taking are fantastic. Do what you like, write what you like, have fun on stage, and the rest, it'll happen. It'll happen.
we all got day jobs. I mean, no, not anymore. Neomi and I got laid off. So guys, if you're coming to our show, please buy some merch. Please buy some merch.
Are you guys selling merch?
We are.
are.
We're selling
Amazing.
merch at the show.
And
coming up.
on our website, it's
Yes.
at the moment that we're talking to each other right now, it's not
Yeah.
set up. But in 3 weeks, I'm not working right now, so it should be set up.
Fantastic. And the website, I'm going to let you guys tell us a little later where we can find all your merch, where we can listen to all your stuff. And of course, and let's support the guys, local musicians. Let's support. Let's go see them play. It's great, man. It's great. It's a lot of fun. So from this talk, I'd like to go into a few segments. This is the musician segments that I put together that I have a lot of fun with, talking to other musicians. So the first one is called Worst Gig Ever. And that's the reaction that is priceless. So I will preface this by saying I'm not talking about the playing or the singing or whatever. I'm talking about that something could have happened. Like that something, crazy happened or, you were sick and you lost your, I don't know. It's just for an example. I mean, the voice thing, I can tell you 100 stories because it's happened not to me, but to singers. Like third song in, they turn around and they go like this. And I'm like,
Oh no.
fuck, right? So there's a lot of those I can mention. But if you can think of something that hits you and you say, oh my God, that was
I have a traumatic experience I want to share.
Perfect. That's
For the first time in my life.
Yes, let's
My
do
first
it.
ever time on stage in front of anybody in any capacity that you'd consider a musical performance. I froze. I froze 3 notes into Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd acoustic cover at my
Only
local,
heard it 700 times, bud.
hilarious, at my local high school coffee house.
Wow.
Which is kind of where I got my start performing and playing guitar in front of people at all, which is cool. But the first time I did it was a complete train wreck. I played 3 notes and I didn't know what the next chord was, and I froze up and I stared at everybody and I played like an A minor, like a really slow, like I nailed it, and then I just bounced.
Fake it till you make it.
Oh man, that was
Play that chord.
that was tight. That was a tight feeling in the chest up there, man. First time on stage and I bombed like that, but I did it the second time and then it went well. So
Perfect.
at least I got back on stage, right?
No, man, it happens to everybody. So don't kid
And in
yourself.
hindsight, it's kind of pretty funny.
It's very funny.
Hilarious.
It's a good story.
That's why I like doing this session. I mean, I could tell you some stories of people that were here. It's fucking hilarious. I know of a death metal band that played. Was it Pakistani?
Yes.
Pakistani National Day. Heavy metal. Death metal band. Yeah. So just to see, he's like, oh my God, it was us, the rain, and a cat. Everybody just,
There you go.
anyway. Sandro, do you have any?
So it was all the best and the worst and the worst at the same time. You were in the crowd. I played at the Ottawa Blues Fest, now open for Alanis Morissette, doing session work. Yeah, it was crazy.
Sweet.
My wireless gave out line 6. If you're listening, we got to talk.
Wow, line 6.
Yeah, don't buy line 6 products. Hashtag, I don't, yeah, I know, you use the Helix. It's okay.
Don't.
You've got a line 6?
Yeah, he's got a Helix.
The Helix is quite a beast.
They're
It's a
good.
beast. It really is.
But the wireless, I had a G90, which is like the high end.
I've never had
wireless.
a problem with a Line 6 product.
I took that thing.
Trying to get sponsored.
And I threw it straight in the garbage after that show because I was in front of like 20,000 people and my wireless gave out, completely gone.
What did you?
I turned around, I ran to the back of my amp because the way it works, you kind of like you run 2 wires to the amp. I knew exactly which wire to grabbed it out, plugged it in, continued.
Okay.
But after that happened, I'm taped to the floor and I'm sweating because I'm like, what just happened? Why did it give out? What's going on? And I have like my wireless pack dangling in the back of me, and obviously I don't have a tech.
Yeah.
Because it's we're not we're not Alanis Morissette where they just hand you another bass and continue.
Yeah, exactly.
So I just I winged it, and then I didn't know where we were in the song. So I proceeded to mess up the part that we were supposed to play.
Doesn't it fuck up your brain?
Screws
with
everything.
Stupid.
Screws
All
everything.
of a sudden you forget everything.
Yeah, and I'm in front of 20,000 people, and I'm like, okay, just focus, get it together. And the rest of the gig went perfectly, but I couldn't move as much as I would have wanted. I was wireless on a big stage, and now I'm taped to the floor.
Shit.
So the second half of the set, that was just kind of
needless
there.
to say, you have either you have a shirt or a Sennheiser. Right?
Yeah, don't buy line 6. And
Well,
I know guys that have line 6 that swear by them.
Not the wireless is known that it's not. It's a.
But I
it's
know
a
guys that
user-friendly-
swear by them. I had the G90. I went all out. I'm gonna get the rack mount, the good one, the expensive one, and it was my least reliable piece of equipment I ever had in my life.
Wow.
So yeah,
An equipment failure on a big stage is super frustrating. It was impressive how fast he was able
you saw it.
to scramble and get his bass plugged in back in.
Yeah, I don't think anyone noticed that I screwed up the next part.
No,
But-
we noticed the bass cutting out for a sec, but he got back into the
You
track
got
pretty
back
quick.
into it.
He handled that one like a pro.
Shit happens. Equipment failure. It happens. I was playing piano on a gig live. Well, no, it wasn't live. It was so during COVID we did a live stream show. So there was like thousands of people watching, and my sustained power ballad, piano voice, my sustain pedal did the reverse.
No.
So instead of sustaining it, it cut the notes.
Cut the tail.
Oh my god!
No.
So
At least you can manage that kind of. It's like
Yeah, but it's the face that
Don't
you can't
press
manage.
it.
You
Yeah.
will
Yeah.
fucking break everything. But anyways, there's
So
a lot of
that's when you just look down. Just
You
look down.
but
Just look
everybody
down.
knows. Everybody knows. Like they're looking at you and the nostrils are flying.
Just-
Anyway,
Worst gig with Neomi or in general?
whatever.
With Neomi, I don't think we had a bad gig.
I had an incident, I had an equipment incident one time. I was supposed to click my lead channel on to blast my solo
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
during the closer.
It's true.
Don't I click my pedal on and signal cuts? Nothing is
Yeah,
coming
yeah,
out. I
right.
look down. What's going on? I'm trying to fidget with my pedals. I knocked turns out I knocked the volume all the way down on one of my pedals. I had to bend over, fix it
And-
back up, and I came in kind of just at the end when I could have.
Yeah.
So I managed to salvage it. People told me they didn't really notice, so that's cool. But
Yeah. It's,
You
you know what?
in the moment, I was shitting bricks. I was freaking out. Let me tell you.
Naomi, anything?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one.
I love it.
Oh, Neoms, I'm curious of this.
I
I
got
want to
one.
hear this.
It's not with you guys. You guys,
Yeah, I know.
got
We
good
always
gigs.
had
I
good
feel
gigs.
No, so I actually went on Greece's Got Talent like
Oh,
a year ago last
Okay.
season. And it not that it whatever. It was like a good experience. It was awesome. Like happy to like have done it. But the most like nerve-wracking like experience of my life probably was I got one X buzzer mid-performance, like a
Oh yeah.
and I thought like the fire alarm was going off or something. Like I was singing Britney Spears too on my piano. I was all like confident. I hear the X. I'm like, oh my god, the building's burning down. Oh no, I'm just getting booted off the stage. Like, oh, so that was I mean, you know, you get one buzzer, you could still like make it
Yeah.
through. I did make it through with the other three yeses,
Well-
but it was like I was like, oh my god, like I got an X. Like my heart just yeah.
Those X's.
It's hard.
Those X's. It's just for reaction.
Of course.
'Cause-
And they got it.
Because I heard you sing. You can fucking sing.
You handled
And
that
there's-
nicely, though.
And there's nobody like they do, and I hate that. That's what I hate about these shows is that like my sister-in-law is a singer, and I'm, not because she's my sister-in-law, but I've been playing with her for years. But she's, I have to say, one of the best singers that I've ever heard. Like she's on par with Whitney Houston, and I'm not kidding.
Wow.
Like I'm not. I don't want to. I know it sounds like, okay, this guy is blowing smoke up her ass. Sorry. But I'm not. She's really good. And she went to La Voix. And she didn't have a sob story.
Yeah.
And they didn't.
I mean, Brandon got far.
What's that?
Brandon got
Brandon's
pretty
very
far.
good, Yeah.
He didn't have a sob
No,
story.
he didn't have a
really.
sob story.
He's my cousin.
Oh, Brandon's your cousin?
Yeah, he's our cousin.
The guy can fucking sing.
He
man.
can
The
fucking
guy's
sing.
Great.
Yeah.
Great singer. And again, she's older. So she only went like, I don't know. She was mid 40s.
Okay.
So I guess I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but to sing, I don't know what the fuck is. I think I need another drink.
I mean,
There it is.
But it's like anyway. That's one experience. But I've been watching it from the beginning, and it's all sob stories. And you know,
Yeah.
this one lost. her father, this
I
one
don't
lost-
personally like things where we're judging.
Especially
a
when
singer-
they can sing. Like, don't X. She's a fucking monster singer. Like, don't fuck around with that. Like, don't. You're Xing just to say, oh my god, I can't believe you X and get people to watch.
Right.
But you got through.
I did get through.
And then
Of
what?
course, you got through.
It
That's-
builds character too. I'm
And
like,
then what?
anything could happen now. I'm performing. Nothing can phase me. Probably.
that's a tough one, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, that's trust me, you got X just for, you know, we need to do something to boost because
They couldn't make it too obvious that she was going to pass right away, right? They had to build a little bit of tension because if not, it would have
right, and then if she goes to the end and wins it, she was the girl who
been
almost didn't make it through. right?
exactly.
It's all
She
about
squeaked
the
through.
story.
She's the underdog story. Yeah.
I remember they asked my sister-in-law on stage and I said, so what's your story? Nothing. I have a great family and I've been singing all my life. And like, okay, next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, you know,
Yeah.
Producers need to produce.
they
right?
need content, I guess. I don't know what it is. And I was like, I know other singers that made it through that I worked with. And I'm like, and again, it's no disrespect. My sister-in-law is a monster. She's and she toured. She did the whole. She had a big hit back in the late '80s, early '90s. She toured all of Europe, and she had a humongous hit. She just didn't like it, so she stopped writing music, and she still does gigs here locally.
Yeah.
Just corporate gigs, weddings, and that's what she liked. She wanted to be with the family. She did not like the tour. She hated it.
So fair.
Yeah, she didn't
Yeah.
like it, and but she's a beast. She can learn songs like this. She does 7 nights in a row, belting any song you want,
Wow.
and doesn't stop. Like, it doesn't affect her. It pisses me off because it's not. It does. I've seen her play Candy Crush while singing a song like that.
Oh my god.
Sort of like belting a ballad. Her mic is here, and she's fucking swiping the Fruit Ninja. You know the Fruit Ninja.
Okay.
Anyway, enough about that. So needless to say, when you did, that was all. It wasn't a bad performance, I can imagine. So yeah, worst gig ever. There's a lot of shit that can happen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna go to my next segment,
Okay.
which is called First Thought. This is
what?
pretty simple. First thought.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you simple questions, and you're gonna first thought that comes to your mind. You're gonna blurt it out or
All
say
right.
what it is.
In order or just like knee jerk reaction, kind of spit it out.
Whatever you think.
Knee jerk.
All right, I'm ready.
Whatever you
Marco's
think.
good at that one.
So I'm gonna start very simple. Favorite food.
Pizza.
Sushi.
Lasagna.
Fantastic. So I want all three right now because with these drinks,
Yeah.
a nice
no.
plate of lasagna with a couple of anyway.
Settle it down. a
Okay,
bit.
cool. Favorite movie.
I guess Batman, The Dark Knight Rises, or one of those.
The trilogy.
The trilogy, the Christopher Nolan ones were
Christopher
amazing.
Nolan,
Yeah.
It's going. Saw.
Cool.
Saw?
Wow.
Saw.
I really, yeah, that's like
I love horror movies.
you like that. Okay. Okay.
Here's a good one you gotta watch: The Prestige with Christian Bale and Hugh
Very
Jackman.
good. Good movie.
Huge acting.
Christopher Nolan directed that one too, eh?
Yep. Yep.
Did you
That's
watch
a gem.
Oppenheimer?
I didn't get the chance yet. It came out, man. I was in the middle of exams. I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I want to.
Exams? Oh, you're still in school.
I'm still in uni. Yeah.
21.
Maybe.
I'm a baby. I have full-time school all summer.
Fuck. Where are you going to school?
Concordia, but I'll definitely catch the movie like first week of the next semester. Like, chill. You know?
Cool. Okay, so now I'm gonna get a little bit more hard hitting.
Okay.
Like favorite live show that you've been to.
21 Pilots, hands down.
Cool.
Lady Gaga.
Oh, nice.
Sure.
Okay, it's either the same 21 Pilots or Iron Maiden 2019 Legacy of the Beast tour.
Oh, nice.
nice.
That's a good
Yeah,
tour.
man,
I
at the
heard they
Bell
were
Center.
awesome.
That was some. I watched that one with my brother. That was a crazy show.
Now I'm gonna get your brain going. Favorite lyric in a song.
I care about your feelings.
Good one.
Stream
the
it on
one.
Spotify,
Sweet.
YouTube, everything.
You're the guitar player for life.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
We're
Brownie
getting we're getting older. The world's getting colder. Dog and Butterfly. Heart.
Nice.
I like that one.
Okay.
I'm blanking. I guess Linkin Park. I don't know which song though. So they're all good. I don't know.
Cool.
I
Pick a
have a
title
hard
of a
time.
song.
Just,
That's
I
good.
guess One Step Closer. Let's go with that. It's my
Beautiful.
go-to when I'm pissed.
Nice. There you go.
That's a good
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
My answer was like, I don't know lyrics. I play music. Cool. Okay. So now a little bit harder. Best front person of all time. Yeah. Naomi, you go first.
I'm nervous. Oh my god. Haley Williams, Paramore.
Oh,
Love
cool.
her.
Okay.
That's an interesting
Cool.
choice.
That's
Yeah.
an interesting choice. Yeah.
I love her. I think she's great.
good. Sweet.
She's amazing.
Very
Okay.
good.
If you put me on the spot, I'll say Chris Cornell.
Nice.
I love Soundgarden.
Yeah.
Rest
that
in
works.
peace, obviously, but
Totally works.
yeah, he's up there for me.
Okay.
It's Chester Bennington. Yeah,
That's it.
that's all. That's
You
it.
already knew it was that
Chester.
was it.
It's Chester, and it will always be Chester. Yeah,
Okay.
I loved Linkin Park, and his loss was a tough one.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm gonna just ask a quick. This is just for fun. What's the first thing that enters your mind when I say Nickelback?
Canadian.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Good answer.
I'm not sure if it's them, but the look at this photograph meme.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's
Look at
that
this
one.
graph.
Look at this graph. Yeah.
That's a good one. Unnecessary hate. They're fucking good.
Yes.
They're
Thank you.
fantastic.
Thank
You
you.
I
blast
don't
that in
agree.
the car on a road trip. You're having a blast.
I went
don't
to 2
agree.
concerts. They rock. That's all I got.
2 concerts?
Two.
Okay. One is I understand, but 2?
Yes, they rock.
At the same, I understand the
I don't like
criticism of they're formulaic, it's radio rock, but
Yeah.
if it's not your cup of tea, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But to say they suck,
you can't.
listen,
Exactly.
have a listen.
Yeah.
Well, here's a question
Yeah.
because I argue with my son all the time. Metallica's album, the Black Album, sellout album or not?
Yes.
I haven't listened to it.
You never
I'm
listened?
Yeah.
Okay.
Black
not
Album.
recently enough and in full to tell you.
Black
My
Album
honest
was.
Are you a Metallica fan?
Yeah, but I wouldn't necessarily listen to albums back to back
Okay.
like some other bands.
Okay.
Some of them I will. Metallica more. I'll go for the hits.
Okay.
Fair.
I was a big fan of these guys until I saw them live,
Oh,
and then I burned all their albums.
wow.
That's
Oh,
harsh.
yeah.
That's harsh.
Yeah,
Oh.
they are disgusting live, and I would never go see them again. I
Was
spent
it-
like $200 to go see them. Yeah, I want
Which
my money
tour?
back.
Which,
Was it
The
the
Death
stadium, the
Magnetic.
Olympic
They
Stadium?
butchered. No, it wasn't.
No?
It was at Bell Center, and they butchered
Center.
Seek and Destroy. Like butchered it, and I'm like, dude, like move over. I'll come and play it. Like, and it ruined it. After that, I didn't want
Who
to.
was on bass? Was it?
It was Rob, but he was solid.
Yeah.
He was
He's
absolutely
phenomenal.
he was absolutely solid. But Lars and Kirk were not on their game that night. It was they weren't in sync. Lars was half-assing everything like he always does. Yeah, done.
Okay.
After that, I checked
But you were a
out.
big
that
fan. Did you find
Was.
the Black Album as a sellout album?
I mean, they had it's got their biggest hit on it, right? So you can't really say it's much. You can't really say it's a sellout.
My son's 16 and he's a big metal fan. He loves rock. He loves all that stuff. And and I argue with him. I'm like, what do you mean it's a sellout album? They made no money up until then. Then they had the money they took and they invested it into getting a new engineer. Bob Rock produced it. And I like the album. I like it. Sorry, man. I know it's not their old school.
It's not thrash metal anymore. They changed it. It's
They were
more
never-
rock metal.
They were
you know?
never heavy thrashers. Like,
I mean, the first album was pretty thrash.
yeah, but if you put it next to Slipknot,
No, but
Right?
like Slipknot is more like metalcore, like a little bit.
I
Like
guess I don't know.
they're
I
kind
don't-
of getting into that. Anyways,
I guess I don't know the difference of
they're heavier. They're a lot of Slipknot.
Yeah. Oh,
Slipknot
yeah.
is a lot heavier. Metallica is borderline rock. Like it's not raw. It's like metal / rock. If you would put,
Okay.
if I had to put in a genre, that's where I would.
and it
put
became the slash rock because of the.
Yeah, and then the rest of the stuff that's more quote unquote mainstream.
Is there anything better than in your car with a good sound system than Wherever I May Roam? Like, honestly,
I mean,
the sound. To
I-
me,
I-
because I'm a drummer.
I have not listened to Metallica in years.
Oh, okay.
So I'll abstain.
Okay, because that fucking kick, I'm sorry. I guess I listen to weird things from that. That kick sound and that snare sound, fucking sad but true. That intro is like, holy shit, man. It's so well produced that I was like, whoa. Anyway,
It's heavy.
did you find it as
Listen, I'll be honest. Do I
Naomi
Do-
Metallica.
do I look like a Metallica girly? I'm just
What'd you think of Taylor Swift, Neoms?
I love Taylor Swift.
Yeah, let's talk about the Swifties.
Is Taylor Swift the best all-time country singer?
Yes.
Best human to ever exist of all time?
Also, yes.
Probably not.
No, honestly, I wish I could answer better. I'll take a listen to the full album, though.
Okay,
I will.
cool.
I'll come back
Don't.
with a better answer.
Now,
But if you're a purist and you're expecting them to sound like what you grew up on, you're going to be disappointed. But that's
Yeah.
probably true for every band.
see,
If you
that's
listen
my
to
point.
it for what it is,
fair.
I bet you'll.
That's
you
my
know,
point,
Listen to it a
right?
couple times, I bet you'd like it.
As you get older in life, I don't want to say you mature, but your tastes kind of change and what you want to do, and then you want to experiment a little bit. And that's what they did, right? So I think it's a natural progression.
That's fair.
Yeah, the drummer just needs to practice and get
well,
lessons.
Lars is Lars. Look, yeah, Lars has never been.
Shots fired, man. I was pissed. I'm still pissed about it.
He's not Dana Carey, right?
You messed up Seek and Destroy. Like, that's like one of the easiest
Well,
songs of all
if you
freaking
compare-
time, bro.
If you compare a drummer to Danny Carey, he's going to look bad.
Yeah, but I saw Eddie Van Halen live, and he was high as fuck, and he messed up 3/4 of the song.
That's a shame.
He's still one of the best guitar players to ever live.
Yep.
was
I wouldn't say
disappointed.
Lars is one of the best drummers to
No,
ever live.
no,
there.
you're right. You're right. Not
Whoa.
even close. Not
But
even
not
close.
even
But you
freaking
say
close.
that, but
No.
somehow he's one of the best bands of all time still. So if you judge him based on the final product, he's all right. Lars too gets a little unnecessary hate. He's in there with
He gets
Nickelback, you know.
unnecessary-
It's merited. Sorry.
You know what? He
He gets what he deserves.
opened up that can of worms too.
He did.
With his whole
Napster
thing. Like he really was a pain in the ass. Okay, one last question before I do the last question. But best guitar player of all time. Yeah, I had to fuck you guys up with this one.
Easy.
Oh, okay.
John Frusciante. And he made his return a couple years ago. 2 beautiful albums with the band. That's my biggest inspiration for guitar playing,
Okay, cool.
and the guy I've listened to probably the most
That
out of
was-
any, even his solo stuff. Out of any artist, any musical artist, it's John Frusciante.
Naomi is like, plays guitar for Taylor Swift.
No, I'm like,
Taylor Swift.
That guy's a beast, actually.
yeah.
Yes,
Who?
he's a beast. The
Oh, for sure.
forgot his name,
Sure. All these dudes.
but
are awesome.
he's a monster. Taylor Swift's
I
guitar.
know. Yeah.
Whenever you have, I want to say quote unquote money, but and all of these artists are like, what the fuck? The musicians they have are like, holy shit.
Yeah.
You know, I saw
yeah.
Michael Bublé live. The band, what the fuck?
Amazing.
Or if you ever watch Justin Timberlake and the Tennessee Kids, you watch that on Netflix. Like, blow your mind. These
God.
musicians are just like insane. But there's tons of great musicians. It doesn't make the final product.
Yeah.
So he was best guitar player.
Gianmarco.
Gianmarco.
Easy answer. Easy
Hey,
answer.
thank you for gassing me up. I'm not even the best guitar player in my house. I appreciate that. Though. I'm all right. I try my best. I do try my best.
That's awesome. For
Thank
real.
you.
Yeah.
He's been thinking this whole time. He's trying to kill time.
Best guitar player. I have to go say I have to say the Edge
Nice.
because
I'm-
he's
I'm-
unique,
He is very.
and what he has done, especially playing with Albie. Yeah, why not? Playing with Albie and Johnny, they really opened my eyes a lot to
Johnny's
stuff that
fucking me.
big fan.
Okay, there's other bands though.
Big
I
fan.
don't-
They opened my eyes a lot to some of the stuff that they've done, and like it's like the It Might Get Loud documentary. You watch the guitar players, and Edge is the one who's in the most control of what he's doing.
Edge
It's not just a guitar; it's a guitar and all the effects that he's using, and he's a mastery of each and every single one of those. And that takes time, knowledge. You have to understand what each pedal does and exactly how it does it and why it does it before being able to do what he's done.
Yeah.
And if you want to recreate what the Edge has done, good luck.
Yeah.
Because you need to really listen, and it's mixed. It's drowned out in the mix, and
There's
so on and so
not
forth.
many there's a lot of good guitar players. I can name you
Yeah.
10 that live in my area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of good guitar players. There's a lot of great guitar players, and it's I love it. I would play with each and every one of them. I'd love to play with you anytime, right? I love it. But when someone, I'll put it this way: Santana, to me, is not the greatest ever at all. But when he hits a note, I know it's him.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
you can make one note that famous, and the Edge is one of those guys. He's got the minute you hear a song, even if you don't hear the rest of the instruments, you know, okay, this has to be you two.
The minute you hear delay,
Yeah, but he does something to that delay because
He
I've
does.
heard that delay a million times. He does something that is like
Unique.
super unique.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the Eddie Van Halen, finger tapping. Everybody does it. He just has a way of doing it that sounds so Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't put it any other way. There's certain players.
That just carved their own little lane.
Alex Van Halen did the same thing. He's got a certain drum sound. I don't know how the fuck he got it. It's not like he's the best drummer in the world. He's a very good drummer. But he's got a sound that the minute he hits that kick, oh, that's got to be Alex, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, okay. How did that happen? You know?
Can I ask you a question, Steph?
Of course.
I'm gonna steal a question. Best drummer of all time.
Ooh, yeah, you're fucking me up here. I will never say best.
best drummer.
Favorite drummer of all time. Yeah.
Well, for you.
For me,
Yeah.
For you.
I'm
All
gonna
of this
go-
is for us, right?
Yeah.
Because everyone at home has a different answer to this question.
And
Yeah.
it's really hard because I could listen to, like you said, Danny Carey all day. I could listen to David Weckl all night. They're all amazing. Jeff Porcaro, to me, was the drummer of Toto, has a feel that I've never heard.
It's a unique pick. Yeah.
It's a
a good
he's
one.
got that shuffle feel that it's so.
Nobody's gonna pull off that sound again. Eh?
That whole band is super underrated.
Yeah.
I saw them three times live.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're crazy.
Amazing,
Toto
yeah.
is
But
Nuts.
he's got he doesn't even do a fill. Like he just does but that too, and it's like, oh, how did you let it sit so perfectly at the right spot, you know?
He really
pocket.
plays for the song.
He really, besides plays for the song, his feel is unmatched. He's got a shuffle going, and it sounds like the easiest beat. And then when you're listening to it, you're like, oh my God, those ghost notes in between are like unbelievable. So I'm gonna definitely go with Jeff Porcaro. That Rosanna beat is iconic, and it doesn't sound complicated, but it's super complex and super beautiful. So yeah.
That's a good
Good
one.
answer.
That's yeah. Now the best question of all. This is the finale. It's a Fearless Sound, which is one of our sponsors. So you'll see the ad at the beginning. This is a question that she asked me, and I fell in love with the question. So I do it every podcast.
Okay.
You have to put together your all-time band. Any musician, living or dead. The band could be 3 musicians, 4, 5, 10, whatever you want. You know, you just got to put together these artists in one room and say jam. Like you know, who's your front player? You can have backup singers. You can have a keyboard player. Whatever you want. Yep.
That's such a tough question.
I know.
I need a shot for this. I'm sorry. There's no way.
Yeah, let's go.
I'm like,
You're gonna give us a bit more time to think about it.
yeah, I'm like,
Cheers.
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 We'll edit that out.
Did you get
Post-prod.
the fly with the shot?
No.
All good. What happened?
Well,
I see.
I took a shot on my pants.
Hold on. See, now a real drinker will take this one fast, and then worry about that. Do we have to?
Cheers, guys.
Poor guy.
If you
I'll survive.
That was funny.
if you would have drowned the fly in the shot, that would have been a great ending.
I'll let you wipe it.
No, I was just a clumsy fuck.
See, the alcohol is effective.
Yeah, doing its job on my pants.
Oh my god.
So,
Okay.
do you have a vocalist? Who's fronting this band?
Who's my front person, my all-time lineup on stage?
You guys want me to
I'll
go
start-
first? Because I got an idea.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if you're
please.
set, yeah. You should.
Michael Jackson as a
Oh.
frontman.
You see?
Good.
100%. He's
Good.
insane. Go get, like, I don't know, someone really solid on drums, like some like Ringo Starr. Just laying down the law. Nothing crazy, just simple, straightforward.
Yeah.
Um,
See, I like that theory, right? You're gonna have some superstars. You can't have too many because
Ringo's underrated, man. Ringo is really
Yeah.
underrated.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would get the bass player is touchy because I want to get like someone amazing, but you want to get someone who's really solid as well.
who's gonna?
You
Well,
know,
you
I-
need someone to complement Ringo now, right?
I feel like I'd put Duff McKagan. I don't know
Nice.
why. He's
know what?
he's a really underrated bass player. I like
he?
he's a pick style player.
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses bassist. I just always admired him and his play style. And then guitar, I don't know, Jamarco, doesn't matter.
At that point, the guitar's not that important. When you have a lineup that good, you know,
Yeah.
you could chuck anyone in there.
Yeah.
You could, but you
You
know
know
what?
what's funny?
Slash would probably round that out nicely. He's already played with Michael Jackson.
Yeah. I
You change genres too. You go with a bluesy guy. You go with a Stevie.
Oh, Stevie. You know what, Stevie? Yeah, but
Come
Stevie
on,
takes
man.
up the space.
Well, you need a soloist, right? You can't always have a
necessarily.
bass solo.
You got Michael Jackson in the front. What do you need a solo for?
True.
Michael Jackson
Well,
can't
then
get all
again,
the
he's
attention.
got-
The
he's
singer's
got
got to
fucking
share.
Serious. Jennifer Batten played with him forever, and she's a beast.
Or even
Right.
a Sugarfoot on drums would be
Nice.
nuts. Sugarfoot is a good drummer as well. But yeah, there you go.
There you go. That's a good lineup.
Okay.
Michael Jackson. That's true. It's
That's a very solid lineup. Yeah.
very
Thank you.
solid.
Okay, I'm gonna go unconventional.
Okay.
I'm gonna make a girl group.
Let's
Yeah.
go. I
Let's do it.
like that.
Yeah, and they're all just gonna learn instruments. Okay, so we're just gonna get
Sweet.
powerhouses in here.
Let's do it.
We're putting together Whitney Houston.
Already, I'm done. Yeah.
She's in there. We got Madonna.
Sweet.
Okay, in her prime, of course. She's
Yeah.
really hitting it.
Yeah.
Britney Spears, of course. She has to be in there.
Okay, so this is like a vocal. What is it?
It's like an all-star vocal
They're
band.
dancing. They're singing. Someone's learning drums
I
in the
would say
background. It's whole.
this-
Everything's happening.
This is a Disney show.
Can Madonna and Britney just be the dancers and sing backup while Whitney sings?
Yeah,
All right,
absolutely.
I'm good with
absolutely.
that.
Well, actually, Britney's learning drums, and then
Okay.
Madonna's getting on bass.
Okay,
so
all
they're
right.
kind of getting. They're exploring.
In fact, Madonna
Okay.
would be a good guitar player.
think
She's
so?
got the
What's her name?
Madonna,
Oh,
right? Madonna would be a good
Madonna.
guitar. I mean,
There's some good guitar players, girl guitar players out there. Like
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Nina Strauss, you know Nina? She's playing with Alice Cooper right now.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Fucking beast.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, those three, and then fourth member. I'm tossing in. hold on. I want like a good like to round out the group a little, you know? Maybe like okay, like, come back to me. I'll think about the guitar. Yeah.
All right.
You carry on.
It's got to be a 5-piece.
Let's do
Five
it.
piece.
On drums, who's going to start on drums? Probably Danny Carey. We talked about him already.
Yeah.
He's hard to replace.
Very hard, yeah.
The bass is going to be Flea, because I haven't listened to anyone play more bass than Flea.
Yeah.
And then front person, singer is going to be...
Don't say Kiedis.
Well, no, then it's just Chili Peppers almost.
Yeah, no.
Rhythm guitar is me, and lead is my brother. So we get to jam with
Sweet.
Lane Staley singing on stage.
That's crazy.
Cool.
I hope I'm playing bass.
So that's
Well,
the 5
Flea had
piece.
to get murdered, and
Flea's going to get axed, and then Sandro's going to take his place.
that's fun. Who's on drums
With
again?
Danny Carey.
Danny Carey, yeah.
And
Shit.
Lane Staley up front.
That's a good...
Yeah, that would be some sound, eh?
yeah, that'll be a good sound. No keyboard player?
Two
You need a
guitars,
keyboard player.
two guitars,
Two
one
guitars.
bass, one drums. Heavy, real heavy.
Gotcha.
Stevie Wonder on the keys.
Stevie Wonder, yeah, beautiful.
Could
That'd
be.
be crazy. I watched him play a harmonica. I never saw so many people watch someone play a harmonica in my life. He was just playing a harmonica at NAM.
He's a monster.
Everyone was around. Everyone was like,
Yeah.
It was amazing. It was the best thing I've ever seen.
Man. Stevie.
Stevie Wonder,
his
man.
vibe, just his vibe is like, what the fuck? Yeah. I can put on bass Rhonda Smith. She played with Prince.
Oh yes.
Montreal bass player. She's a monster.
We'll take her. Yes.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then on drums we can have a couple of Quebec drummers that are
Yes.
artists that are fantastic.
Love that.
Emmanuel Capelet is fantastic.
Perfect.
Who else? Oh, the Santana drummer, the girl. What's her name? Cindy Blackman.
Ooh. Yes, both of
Pulled
them.
that
Why
fast.
What?
That was fast.
Yeah.
You had it prepared, man. He thought of the questions.
No, you know what? Girls, I
You
wasn't
pull out
thinking
these
of,
names real quick. It's impressive.
I'm a geek. Fuck, I'm a little bit of a geek sometimes. Yeah,
That's good.
Whatever, I like it.
Love it.
So, guys, that was our hard-hitting session with Stef. Where could we find Naomi? Where do people look to see what the next show is, the next release, the Instagram handle? I don't know if you guys do Facebook. Every time I say Facebook, people think I'm an old man. So
No, not at all.
my kids are like, "Oh no, fuck is Facebook."
I mean, Instagram, Facebook, just kind of like link them together. They're yeah.
Oh, okay. So is Instagram, because I thought Instagram was the new thing. Like not new, but
Yeah, I mean,
They're kind of the same.
Also-
Instagram and Facebook merged since they got
Yeah,
bought by
I know.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Meta
Whatever.
is Facebook.
but
and
all the
Instagram.
younger generation use Instagram, from what I.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the TikTok, of course.
Yeah, of course.
What's your
But,
handle?
So my handle on literally everything is at This Is Naomi.
Perfect. That works.
Is Naomi.
Uh-huh.
And NaomiMusic.com. You can find all upcoming shows and our singles and merch. We'll have merch up
merch.
by the time this is up. So
You can download the songs, and it's a kind of if you want to download them, it's a pay what you can. So
Yep.
if you want to just have them for free, drop us your email, and
Yeah.
if you want to just give something to the band,
Yeah.
you can put it on for there.
Oh,
And
okay,
we get
so
it.
if you go on Spotify,
No, on our website.
Oh, cool.
Spotify, you can listen to it for free.
Yeah.
No stress.
Nothing to do, yeah.
But if you go on our website and you want to support us in some way, you can
Amazing.
just go in there and download the newest single and pay what you want, kind of thing.
yeah.
That is super sweet. Yeah, that's a great deal. Guys, go and give them some money. What the fuck, guys? Come on.
We're
man.
broke.
It's everything's backwards nowadays. Music's free. The musicians. When I was a kid, you did an album first, then you toured to promote that album, and then people made money off the album.
Yep.
Now there's no money on the album. Like, what the hell, man?
We
Sucks.
we do what we can.
Yeah,
We
guys
we
support
have day
them.
jobs.
We do.
Nah,
Or not anymore.
Support Naomi, guys. Download a bunch of singles. Give them something, please. And thank you guys so much for doing this.
Thank you for having us.
Pleasure.
on.
Thank you so
Oh
much
my
for having
gosh.
us.
It's fun.
We're
What a
gonna
blast.
we're gonna do it again. We're gonna do it
Yes.
again. So the next time you guys have a single coming out, give me a shout. We'll definitely have an update. You know, we like to keep it fresh. Keep the people updated with what's going on and what's going on in the city. especially in Montreal. If there's any shows, whatever, we can always promote the shows. So let me know. And thank you once again for doing this.
Thank you.
Awesome.
We'll cross paths
Thanks
again
a lot.
on this show and live as well. Like, let us know.
Looking
So,
forward to it.
yeah, awesome. Lisa,
great.
thank you for doing everything you do there.
You're very welcome, guys. I'm glad I can support you and not even kill a fly. But thanks a lot.
Not even one fly she killed.
I killed one fly. The little bugger had a friend. Who's to say? It
I
was
tried to
probably a
drown him,
couple.
but-
I probably got the guy. It's the
Ah,
girl
there
still
you go,
roaming.
there you go.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much. Again, download, subscribe on YouTube, check out Spotify and Apple Podcasts, all that shit. Thanks for watching Sessions with Stef. We have a sister podcast called Let's Talk It Out. You can go download that one. That's Lisa and Francesca's podcast. Check that out. And yeah, thanks a lot. And thanks to our sponsors. Guys, Sessions with Stef is now done.